Hello, Gemini. Welcome to the Black-Hearted Oracle. First, before we get started, I'd like to give thanks to Mother Sustainer, Father Creator, and of course, my beautiful ancestors. What you see laid before you is the heart of the matter for your general spread and the opening guidance for your spread. This is from the time frame of September 18th through October 18th. Let's get into it. Now, the first message comes from the Black-Hearted Oracle, and it's sometimes love isn't enough. And the message reads, at times we fall so hard, it's even more difficult to get back up. We get so caught up in what we think it is and who we imagine them to be that we fall in love with our own imaginations. Whether be it a family, friendships, careers, or lovers. It's time to take a good long look without the rose-colored glasses. How do you truly feel at the core level? Strip away all the fancy trappings and all the bells and whistles. Are you still satisfied? Could you still do it forever? Is it refreshing you? Is it feeding your soul? Or are you being drained? Is that sparkle still there in your eyes? If not, then love isn't really love. And that's when love isn't enough. You have to love what loves you. Your true path is calling to wrap you in its loving embraces. Secondly, the next message is from the romance angels. And this one states that religious factors. Your love life is being influenced by your religious upbringing or your spiritual path. So this is saying that whatever relationship that you're in, it's coming in conflict to where you are trying to be spiritually or religiously. You know, because sometimes we're raised a certain way and then we start moving away and finding our own path, and that's in direct opposition to everything that we've been taught before. So, religious factors, you know. The last message we have for you comes from the Shadow and Light deck. And this is Death and the Maiden, Invasion, Boundaries Violated, and Dominance. Now, I want to read this from the book because I found it to be so dynamic I didn't want to paraphrase. It says, Death speaks. I am full of needs. I am hungry for life force. I will simply take from her, which I want, her warmth, her energy, her emotions, and her beauty. What I want, I will take. And I love her too, very much. So much, I may just consume her entirely. The maiden speaks. I thought this was love, but now I can see and feel that it is invasive, and this no longer feels right. The spiritual message. There is a very out of balance relationship between you and another at this time. It may be that you are death, taking too much and imposing on another, or it may be that you are the maiden and have no defense against another who is draining you, claiming all the while to love you. You may have been drawn into the drama and color and entertainment of a relationship that is full of highs and lows and passion. But you are now discovering that it is tiring, draining, and lacking in respect. Do not attempt to convince death of its problem. Those real people will only draw closer, cling harder, and convince you that you have a problem, not them. Ask yourself, is this relationship healthy for me? If the answer is no, then you must take steps to go. Now, I didn't read the full message because I figured the parts that I touched on was exactly what the message is. And I didn't want the readings to be too long because they are pretty lengthy on their own. Now, getting into your message. Sorry, it's getting really hot. I got to turn on the AC. Okay. Getting into your message. The first question that I asked was, how is Gemini's represented in the time frame of September 18th to October 18th? And we have here the Justice in reverse. You know, so this is saying that whatever situation you're going in is not being handled fairly, or you are not being fair to someone, or someone is not being fair to you. To clarify this, I received the Fool. So this is saying that because of this situation, that someone, which is you, because of course I'm asking how you're represented in the time frame of September 18th through October 18th, and the Fool. This is someone who is looking for a new beginning, a new start. And we received the 8 of Wands in reverse. So due to this injustice, you are not looking to receive messages, or you're not giving out messages, nor are you receiving messages. You're blocked off because you're more concerned about a new journey. The emotions behind this was sacrifice. Now, this card speaks that there are those worth making, and then those that will destroy you. And as you can remember, the Death in the Maiden was of someone who is draining you, but the maiden was defenseless, you know, to do anything about it. Now, we have the Knight of Swords. Now, this is somebody who is defending their ground. They're rushing in. You know, they're coming in very combative. You know, they're holding their sword of truth, or what they perceive to be their truth, and they're rushing into battle. To clarify that, I received the Empress. So, it seems so far that due to this injustice, on both sides, you're looking for a new beginning. You know, because the sacrifice card is you're sacrificing this. So, you're sacrificing this injustice and doing without the messages to get a new beginning. You know, and you're standing your ground on this. If this energy is you, which is a sword energy, you're willing to sacrifice this injustice so you can have a new beginning. The intentions behind this was enlightenment. Now, when I clarified the enlightenment card, I got the 10 of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Cups. So again, all the cards are pretty much saying the same things. That due to the imbalance of an unhappy home, no prosperity, you know, no abundance, you are being enlightened to seek self-love. You know, this is a person who is loving and kind, you know, and an Empress holds all the queens within her. So this is asking you to stand in your Empress mode by sacrificing these energies, the injustice and the lack of stability from the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, the lack of abundance. Stand in your Empress mode or Emperor mode. This is just general energies, guys. Through self-care and self-love, through taking care of the things that matter to you. This is a nurturing person. Okay, Gemini. Let's get into see a little further and see what the problems are that you will be facing. Okay. The problem that you'll be facing is the 3 of Fire. Now, this is abundance, things looking very good. Have patience at this time, make long-term plans. So you're going to have to make long-term plans in order to turn this 10 of Pentacles situation on the upright, you know, and get fully in your Empress stance, okay? And get the justice to go upright. you know, to get the things that you're needing. When I clarified this, I received the 5 of Wands, which is, you know, petty quarrels. This is a wasted energy, you know. So if you're looking at it from the stance of these are the 3 of Wands that are your problems, the 2 of Wands that aren't on the board yet or aren't on the board are here. You know, you need to pick a direction and get out of this 5 of Wands energy. I clarified that, of course, a King of Cups in reverse. So you're still waiting on your ships to come in with this Knight of Wands character who's coming in strong, argumentative with these, but he's manipulating you. Now, when I asked what the emotions were behind this, of course, it came out to be freedom. Because you're waiting on your ships to come in. When I clarified that, no, wrong card, sorry. First came out was the Knight of Cups. And to clarify that was the Hangman. So you are looking for your freedom. Now, this is a person coming in, offering, you know, with an offer of, well, I wouldn't say offer of commitment, but like a proposal for love. You know, but on, also came out was the 9 of Cups. And when came out was Judgment and the Pentacles. So, being that this King of Cups is in reverse right here, and the problems this month that you're going to be facing is waiting on your ships to come in, and your emotions behind it is seeking your freedom. You know, this is independence, self-determination. Now, you're wanting to be free from this manipulative energy offering you a stagnated situation that keeps you in limbo. You're looking for wish fulfillment. You know, you're 9 of Cups. And Judgment is being called on that. And you're willing. This is the Knight of Pentacles. It is the slowest move in energy in the deck, but slow and steady runs the race. He's going to get to his objective. You know, you see the bunnies in the back, which is fertility. You know, he's holding his pentacle, and he has his staff up to defend it. Now, the intentions were vanity. And when I clarified that, I got the Queen of Wands and the 10 of Cups. I also received, sorry, I'm trying to make sure everything stays in the shot. I also received guilt, the Page of Pentacles with the 10 of Swords. Now, at first look, you would think, why is this person, this Queen of Wands energy and 10 of Cups vanity? And this is the problem. It's because this manipulative energy, he has you standing in your Empress mode, but he is still looking for more. Vanity card speaks of some of the people here who are not satisfied with what they have. And they cry for more and cry for more till it ends up to be their destruction. So whether this is your energies, because the Justice card was reversed, or this is someone else's energies, you really have to think about what it is that is being done. Because this person is giving you an offer that is keeping you stagnated, or offering something that is keeping someone stagnated. But freedom is a problem this month, because freedom is what's needed in order to get the Judgment, wish fulfillment, and this opportunity, this stable opportunity. But you're being stuck in guilt. You know, they're offering you this little pentacle that, I mean, it is something, but it's nothing compared to something that is built over time and lasting. You know, they're giving you this little opportunity to remain in this Ten of Swords energy due to guilt. I mean, all these readings that I've done from September onward have been so focused on people making the decisions that will lead them to their true path. Now, the helpful energies that you will be experiencing is the King of Water upright. This is an open-hearted and minded to those around you, trustworthy, heartfelt advice, charity work. So this is asking you that if you're in a situation where you're feeling guilty, you know, where there are petty quarrels around you, you know, and justice is in reverse, that you open up to people around you. When I clarified these, I received Temperance and the Page of Wands. So, the helpful energies are for you to find balance. Or maybe there's a Sagittarius that's going to give you a message, you know, invigorating message, something that is like a spark, you know. Or maybe this is you, because remember, you are looking for a new start and willing to make the sacrifice for it. But to clarify it further, what I received was the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. So being that these are your helpful energies, I never, ever, ever want to tell someone or advise someone that leaving out of one relationship to jump directly into another, because you haven't washed away the energies. You haven't cleared those energies that you're coming out of. So you're dragging those energies right back into whatever new that you're starting. So when I see the Ace of Cups with cards like sacrifice and new journey and betrayal, like the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, you know, what I think this is self-love, you know. And of course, this is the Nine of Pentacles. This is someone who stands in their singlehood. You know, they're very individualistic. They're very self-motivated, self-determination. And remember too that freedom was a problem for you. That's what something you wanted to achieve. So your helpful energies is to step out into your Empress mode or Emperor mode. Find balance, regain a passion, you know, fill your own cup and move into your singleness. Now, the emotions behind that were present. This is gift, a treasure, revelation of own value, a knowingness. So this is reclaiming the spirit, you know. And if you kind of pay attention to how the beams are coming down on her, you'll see that from the third eye, the beams are falling into this Ace of Cups. To me, this card is representing her finding her own treasure chest, her own wealth of love for herself or himself. Remember, this is just energies, guys. I speak from a woman's perspective, so don't get caught up in the gender issues. Now, I clarified to death because I love to. I'm nosy. When I clarified this, I wanted to see what the present was. So we got the Four of Cups. This is not wanting someone's offer because you're not willing to remain stagnant. You know, you're not willing to be stagnated anymore. with somebody's little offer that's keeping you in a phase of guilt. When I clarified further, there goes that nice Knight of Swords again. Popped right back out. Rushing in, rushing in. He wants to defend it. He's offering you his cup and you better take it. Or her cup and you better take it. But you're not interested. Clarified further, I got the Knight of Wands. The Nine of Wands, sorry. Meaning that you've been through the battle. You've got that one last fight in you before you're overburdened and ready to throw them all down. You've been through so much that now you've planted these staffs and they're starting to sprout. But you're hanging on to this last one because that is your passion. And you got that one last fight in you. When I clarified that, I got the Two of Pentacles. And I like to clarify the Two of Pentacles. I want to know what this pentacle is and what that one is. I want to know what they represent, what you're juggling. So, what you're juggling is the Tower, which is if you were to accept this person's offer and do away with this energy of self-love, of being single, of finding your balance. Secondly, on the second pentacle was the many options that are open to you at this time. Now, when I saw this, I didn't bother to clarify the Tower because to me the Tower in this instance is a past. So I didn't bother to clarify it. I wanted to know though, what are the intentions and miracle? So I wanted to see what the miracle was. And of course it was Three of Swords. You want to heal this heartbreak. And by something miraculous, you're going to do that. If you can go into these helpful energies and not go back to this Knight of Swords who's trying to, and if Gemini, this is you and you're trying to stay in a situation that is not bringing you wish fulfillment and is not abundant, then, are you the Death or are you the Maiden? Now, in closing, we have the Two of Air, which, is a decision is made. The Two of Air is normally like, oh, I'm so confused. I've blindfolded myself. I don't want to see what is the right or the wrong answer. But this is in reverse. So a decision has been made. Clarified it, judgment call. Didn't bother to clarify the judgment because that's pretty much it. It's a judgment call. You've made your decision. You've called judgment out. Now, the emotions behind it was Song of the Siren, a calling, a summoning, a voice to acknowledge. So you've acknowledged that whatever situation you were going to or are going to be going through, by the end or sometime within that time frame, you're going to come to a point where you're fed up. You've called judgment. To clarify this, Six of Swords. This is leaving tumultuous waters and going into calmer waters. You could see that the head is hanged low. The inner child is also there with you. And Spirit is guiding you to calmer waters. Because you've made that decision. You see the Two of Swords down, they're no longer up. You've made the decision and you're going for your rest. Now, the intentions behind this was recovery. Because you needed to recover. If you remember the opening guidance messages, it was speaking about you being in love and it wasn't enough. And religious factors were there that needed, your spirit was calling for its recovery. And what came out, the Four of Swords. Come on. These messages that have been coming out, I don't know if it's, well, I'm pretty sure it's Saturn going direct. And we're coming into the year of stability in 3 months. So it's necessary that we all figure these things out. Like, what is our true path? Now is the time. It's getting to be crunch time, you guys. All right. Thank you. Now don't leave, because we have closing messages of guidance. And this one is from the Sacred Vision Oracle deck. I love this Oracle deck. I mean, I think this is absolutely probably one of my favorites, you know, because the messages are always right on point. It's number 10, and it's called Power, Butterfly Dreaming. You are a spirit warrior who sings your song line, your agreement to live. From the moment of your birth into this restrictive physical world, you must call upon the mysterious language of intuition to remember the world from which you came. The world of your dreams and spiritual relationships. It is from here that you feel your true power. As the spirits of all living beings must find their physical home, so must your songline be given its everlasting home within your heart. As a butterfly must have the world of awareness in one wing and the dream world in the other to fly, she must also have the connection between them to live, the heart. No matter how turbulent or challenging your life may be, no one can ever take your songline from its home. When I tell you these messages always resonates with the readings, I mean, you just really see how spirit works. Makes me a believer every single time. Solace, bodies of water. Spend time near water such as a lake, river, or ocean to recharge your batteries. So this is saying, like, whatever you're going through, you know, just get out in nature, get by some water. You know, you don't really have to go into it. But if you're fortunate enough to live in a climate which permits it, you know, maybe you should take a dip in a river, you know, maybe take a dip in a lake if you can, you know, definitely in the ocean so you can get some of that salt water to wash off whatever is going on with you. Now, the last one is from Messages from the not the last one, sorry. The third is from Messages from the Fairies, and it's patience, please. What you're asking for is coming about. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to occur first. And if you remember, the Knight of Pentacles was there as, you know, a helpful energy, I believe. And this is saying, you know, have the patience to put in the dedication, because whatever you're asking about, it's coming towards you. But anything substantial and lasting, it takes time. Things do never happen overnight that is worth keeping. Now, the last ones are from the Earth Magic Oracle book. I'm going to read part of it. Well, ceremony, this speaks of, I'll paraphrase this one and just jump into this. Ceremony speaks of creating an altar, you know, so that you can get in tune with spirit. But to those who don't subscribe, I would recommend, like, having those prayer and meditative sessions with yourselves and spirit, you know, connecting through salt and herbal baths. Self-care, most definitely. You know, find hobbies or passions that you're into and dive full force in them. But most definitely have some quiet time for you and spirit so you can reconnect with exactly what and who you are. Now, childhood innocence, I'll read this one. Okay. This says, innocence is not simply the lack of guilt or shame, but a quality in itself, one that you can naturally possess when you first come into this existence. There are challenges you have faced throughout life that have further shaped your personality and character. You have also likely encountered moments following a disappointment or a loss when you turned sour or cynical. And no doubt have had times when layers of anger or fear block the flow of your vitality, your life force. Yes, in spite of all this, there is a core of innocence that you can renew by releasing any shame that has covered over the truth of who you are. Take any opportunity to heal this shame and let it go so you can revisit that state of purity. Doing so helps you to see every moment with fresh eyes and removes the filters that inhibit your light. Love your light and love from coming forth. You truly are a child of the Creator, so allow yourself to know that. Okay, thank you so much for stopping by, Gemini. I really hope that this helped you because it seems like you're going to be going through a lot. Now, I pray that you find your higher self in the quiet places and may Ma'at hold you in her loving graces. Ashe.